This is Rob Temple for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined, as always, by the Haymaker, David Haye. I've only got 3 minutes, got to make it quick. David, talk to me about Anthony Yarde's performance.
I think he boxed beautifully. I think he did what he needed to do. The questions people may have for him, I'm not sure he would have answered them. He just basically did what he usually does, and that's just completely out skill and out speed and out power his opponent. I think he needs to somehow find someone durable, and it seems like, you know, a world title fight is going to be coming soon. You know, looking at Coldwell, but the gap between Coldwell and this guy tonight, Reese, there's a big gulf in class and skill and size, more importantly. So I think to get the best out of Yarde, he needs to be stepped up, and that's what they're talking about doing. I think they're going to order him as the mandatory. So, you know, maybe he's going to, you know, of all the light heavyweight champions, I think Coldwell is the right one for him at this stage. The fact that it doesn't feel like this whole European level opposition is giving him any issues. So he's world class. Let's see how world class he is. I think, you know, Tunde's done a tremendous job, you know, navigating and guiding him to this point. But, you know, it looks like he's going to become mandatory for, you know, I think it's a WBO title. So, you know, let's make it happen. I think whatever happens, he's got a fan-friendly style. Is explosive, is exciting, and he had a big fan base here. He has a huge, you know, East London contingent. The whole of Essex seemed like they was here tonight at the Albert Hall. So I think that's the next stop for him. If he has another one in between, then so be it. But it's going to take someone very special to get the best out of him.
Used 2/3 of my time there, but a very good answer nonetheless. Daniel Dubois wiped out Razvan Kajanu inside 2 rounds. Impressed your old division?
Yeah, Kajanu went 12 rounds with Parker. You know, he showed that he's durable. 12 with Gorman, was it 10 rounds with Gorman? So he showed that, you know, he can take a shot. I wasn't that impressed up until the knockout. It looked like he was smothering his work a little. Dubois, he wasn't really putting them together. But the moment he got the opportunity, he closed the show, and that's how people expect heavyweight fights to finish, with one man unconscious, one man not being able to stand up. Sounds a bit brutal, sounds harsh, but Frank Bruno built his name and brand in this very venue, doing exactly that same thing. Lennox Lewis, you know, some of the best fighters here at the Royal Albert Hall, put on performances like that, and it showed. You know, this guy's fought for a world title before and went 12 rounds against Joseph Parker, and he completely wiped the floor. He made him look like a complete novice out there. You know, the shot that landed was a left hook, then right hand over the top to completely and utterly close the show. And a fight with him and Nathan Gorman, looks like a fight I'd like to be ringside for, because both are young, both are hungry, both got very different styles, very different styles, but I think and feel their styles will gel nicely. I think you know, Ricky Hatton's done a great job with Gorman. He had, you know, you can look at the same opponent with different Gorman won on points, Dubois knocked him out. You know, that might be a way to judge the two, but believe me, I've seen Gorman behind closed doors sparring, and he's a real handful. He's got to give you as much work as you need. His punch out, he's a lot better than he looks. Aesthetically, he's not that pleasing to look at, but the punch output, the left hook he's got, you know, Ricky Hatton's really sort of drilled him with that left hook. You know, Ricky Hatton's best shot was a left hook to the head, left hook to the body, and he's kind of applied that to Gorman's style, and he's you know, moving his head, he's rolling. So I think these two fighting before the end of the year is only going to be a benefit for the fight fans. And people are saying it's a bit early for both of them to fight each other, but Frank Warren made a good point that James DeGale fought George Groves at a similar point in their careers, and you know, DeGale lost that fight on points, but they were both able to move forward and win world titles. You know, so even the loser on that night was DeGale. He went and won the world title twice since that point. So it doesn't mean someone's career is over, particularly when they're so young. You know, 20. You know, these guys are so young, and I just think it's a great fight, and I think people in boxing want to see fighters fighting each other. They've had plenty of guys ducking each other and avoiding each other. This guy's saying he's going to fight that guy. It doesn't happen. So you've got two fighters on the same network. Crack on, let's make it happen.
One word answer. If you had £1 and it was your last pound, who would you bet it on? Nathan Gorman or Daniel Dubois? One word.
I don't know. It's just draw. There you go.
Just final one. It's the first time I've seen you, rather, since Derek Chisora hooked up with your old mate Dave Coldwell, which was a big surprise to everyone in boxing. Just tell me the kind of dynamics behind that. Was it something that you suggested? Obviously, Derek's been with Don Charles for a number of years. What was kind of behind his move to Dave Coldwell?
I think Derek wanted a little refresh. He had a good performance against Dylan White. Not good enough. I think he just needed a little something different. And sometimes a change is good. I've trained with multiple trainers over the years, and I always found working with different people, whether they're better, whether they're worse, whether they're younger, older, it's sometimes just having a different training method, a different process to go through things just brings something fresh to the table. So I think he felt he needed a freshen up, and Dave Coldwell's definitely given it. Looking at him inspiring some of the things he wasn't doing before, he seems to be doing them now. And I think it's going to definitely benefit Derek Chisora's future. We're looking at announcing a fight pretty soon, and you're going to see Derek Chisora back on top.
David Haye, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
No problem, anytime.
Cheers.